There it is. Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for hanging out. As always, I'm Donnie Bovine, the CEO and founder of Success Champions, and hanging out with me is my buddy Tom Bloomer. Man, this guy has been a lot of fun to get to know. As a sales guy myself, spent many years as a sales trainer. You love it when the kind of old school sales guys learn a lot of the new tricks, but and can still teach the stuff that I've been using for years that still holds true and works really, really, really well. So excited to hang out with you as always, Tom. Introduce yourself, tell the world who the heck you are and what you do.
All right, Donnie. Hey, thanks for having me here. I really appreciate it. And thanks for that opening, because if the old ways didn't work, you and I wouldn't be talking right now.
100%.
So, the good news and, sales, I'm excited to be at the conference talking about sales, because sales has been around since the dawn of time. Sales impacts everything in our life. There's a career in sales. There's sales that's involved in every business. But there's sales, we don't have time today. I could tell you the way I had to sell myself on my wife. I mean, sales comes into everything that we do every day. So what I learned, because I didn't go to school to be a salesperson, and I'm sure most people don't, right? Although I have heard there are some new programs in some colleges for sales.
Yeah, I found that out myself. And the Dallas, one of the Dallas University, they actually, you can get a bachelor's degree in selling.
Yeah,
which
it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
No, I love it, because we went through the company I was with. We actually tried recruiting some really sharp people directly out of college to join us in sales, and we did a pretty good job with the young people. The problem was then they went home to mom and dad, who just paid for this 4-year degree.
Right.
I'm going to sell coupons for a living. And that was the end of that. We spent a lot of time and, it just didn't come to fruition. But, sales gets a bad rap, but it's a great profession when it's done right and for the right reasons. It's just an amazing career, and it can have such an impact. But I was fortunate. I was in education. I was working in that field. Wasn't growing the way I wanted to. Got an opportunity to move into a new sales division they were starting, and it only took me a couple weeks to realize that's where I wanted to be. I loved it. I was terrible. I was really, really bad. I went to school for accounting, so you have although I did listen to one of your podcasts on extroverts and introverts, so I found that fascinating, because I was an introvert, never expected that I could do anything in sales, but I went in and I loved it. But as I think you and I are very similar, Donnie. I got where I was because I just worked harder than anybody else I knew.
Absolutely.
So I made up for so many of those sales mistakes. But here we are 30 years later, and my goal now is to teach a lot of people the mistakes I had to overcome on my own, so that they can. I don't want them to have a 30-year learning curve. I can help them
I'm with it.
Yeah.
Oh, and you got a couple of cool things. One, you've got one of my favorite name podcasts of all time. Tell them what the name of your podcast is.
Okay, Boomer, Teach Me Sales.
I just love the name of that. So if you're looking for a phenomenal podcast about sales, go check out Okay, Boomer, Teach Me Sales. You've also recently come out with a brand new book called Teach Me Sales, which is available on Amazon.
Got a link in everything.
So if you guys are looking for a fantastic read, just breaking down sales, really, it's kind of, you broke it down Big Bird style. I've really enjoyed it so far. I'm about 3/4 of the way through it. It's been a great book. When did that release? It just came out.
It just came out about 2 weeks ago. Yeah,
okay.
It's 30 years in the making. It's notes from way back when. But I'll tell you, it was a real pleasure. Last year, I had been with the company for 28 years. They eliminated my position early last summer during the pandemic. So I looked around and said, okay, what am I going to do at this stage in my career? I had a lot of time that I hadn't had available. And boy, it was just such a pleasure to sit down and to write that and put it together. And that was my goal. There's no Harvard MBA here. There's somebody who went through the school of hard knocks, used to being in the weeds, still love to be in the weeds. I'm out selling right now with a company, helping them get started here in Carolina. Love it. Love go knocking on doors. And that's what I tried to build into the book is a way that somebody could have a sales coach with them for 21 days. inspiring them, teaching them, reminding them, and just, making sure they have fun and they get a little bit stronger every day.
Well, and I love the fact that you said have fun, because what I find over the years is people make sales such a stressful thing, and sales is meant to be fun. It's meant to be something you enjoy. It's a profession, and it's also a skill set. So I love the fact that you're bringing that expertise and knowledge to everything you do. You've seriously been a blast to get to know. I love hanging out with sales guys who aren't your cheesy sleazeballs. So thanks for being you. At the summit coming up, I know you're going to be talking a lot about sales and business development and how to reframe that mindset. I just got to ask when I'm coming to South Africa. Well, invite me. Let's do a conference out there. I'm excited. I'll do that.
I'm in.
Right? Tom's in. We'll both come out there. Yeah, absolutely. So I love asking all the speakers this. Besides yourself, who at this summit are you most excited to see speak on stage?
I've gone through and I'm really excited about seeing several of them, but probably the most is Don Schuler. I've gotten a chance to meet Dawn a little bit, and we're very similar minded. I love the way her company is doing something that to me is so critical right now, which is showing companies how to best work with employees and keep them excited and make sure it's a good, positive work experience. I think in 2021 in the future, boy, you better know how to make it a good experience for your employees if you want your company to grow. And I think that's a seminar that a number of people need to pay attention to when they come in.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, with the gig economy, with the entrepreneur world that we're living in, more and more people aren't staying with companies for long periods of times because of the culture, because of the atmosphere. So I agree. What Dawn is doing is absolutely fantastic and amazing. So we were going to record her live yesterday, but I had dogs and goats break through the fence, and I had to go rescue all them. So, but
life happens.
Yeah, that's the whole thing is life happens. So, but guys, get your butts to the Badass Business Summit. It's September 23rd through the 25th. It's in Arlington, Texas, right next to the Dallas Cowboys Texas Ranger Stadium, Texas Live. Tons of restaurants and events and things to do there. Tickets are moving very, very, very quickly. We're almost completely sold out of the VIP. We have a few standard tickets left. And it's 17 speakers, an amazing lineup of some of the greatest speakers in the game, teaching everything from sales to YouTube, social, to mindset, culture, just a phenomenal list of amazing things that'll be covered throughout this. So go to badassbusinesssummit.com, check it out. Tom, any parting words or last thoughts, my friend?
No, I just want the listeners to know, one of the things I'm also very excited is you've built in a number of networking opportunities. So I won't just be listening to someone speak and absorbing what they have. I'm going to get a chance to sit there and shake hands and ask them a couple individual questions. And to me, that's the beauty of what you've built there. That's going to be great for business owners.
Absolutely. Thanks for that. I mean, one of the greatest things I love about conferences is the networking. So that's one of the things we set out to do this was to make sure there was times to actually network. So that's awesome. So I appreciate you, Tom. It's great to call you friend. I'm excited to have you at the summit and looking forward to meeting you in person. Here comes September. You guys keep rocking out there, and we'll see y'all at the summit.